Folks, the stock market is in rally mode, but short-term overbought. So as we go into the new trading week, we need to be aware of the fact that the triple Qs, the S&P 500, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, the IWM, Russell Small Caps, Mid Caps, etc., they are all extended post-election results. Also, we're very expensive. We'll be going over the valuations of the market tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday Night Futures Live. Join us there as we watch the opening price action in the futures market. Now, while the markets are short-term overbought, I do think that they are going up longer term. And the stocks we're watching for the new trading week are MIRM, DDOG, HIMS, ATAT, not AT&T, ATAT, AHR, NMRK. We're going to go over the charts. We're going to go over the fundamentals using Investors Business Daily. I'll be entering price targets, stop loss points, and entry points in the members area. So members, I've already posted the week ahead commentary strategy session in the members area, and go check out the members area for where we believe that the best risk reward entry point is for the names we're going to go over today, our price targets, and again, our stop loss points. So before we get into the new charts, I want to go over the performance of the picks that we've had over the past several weeks. So let's begin with ABV. Since I first went over this chart on the 14th of October, the stock rallied peak to trough from the time I discussed it, 7.5%. Soundhound, of which we still own, peak to trough since I discussed it on the 13th of October, it's rallied 47.5%. DataDog here. Now, I didn't enter this trade when I discussed it back on the 15th of October, but it has rallied 1.79%, and that's just using the closing price action. It rallied a lot more than that, but it's since pulled back, and we reestablished a position here on Friday. Net also discussed on the 5th of October. If I said the 15th of October before, I was wrong. The 5th of October. And all these videos are posted on the YouTube channel. So net rallied 17.78% from the time I discussed it to its peak. MSTR, 59%. Since I discussed it back here on October the 5th, that was a weekend, so the next open was on the 7th. Microsoft, which we had a put spread on, meaning we sold the put, so it was a bullish bet. That rallied 7.69% since October the 5th. Rockwell, we discussed this on the 19th of October. It rallied peak to trough since I discussed it, 11.62%. Honeywell rallied at 9.42%. Deckers rallied 10.5%. Again, that's since the 19th of October. CPay, that rallied 15.7%. Kohu, that rallied 19.58%. Again, from the 19th of October. Etsy, that rallied 9.85%. And the two losers that we have here, I remain very bullish on. That is MCHP. That is down 5.52%. We have no position there. But the other loser is this one, and that is Boeing. That is down 3.39% since I discussed it. Yet we've been building a position because I think that this is going to have an explosive 2025. So how did we identify most of these stocks? We identified them using what we're going to be using today, which is a Bollinger Band Squeeze. You could scan for these opportunities using any number of indexes, whether it be the S&P 500, NASDAQ 100, mid caps, small caps, whatever you want. Today, what I did is I ran a scan, two scans, one of the Investors Business Daily top 50 stocks. The second scan I ran was using Investors Business Daily high-ranked small caps and mid-cap stocks because they have been in fuego of late, and so we want to stick with what is working. Now, the scan that we used was a Bollinger Band Squeeze. What is that? That is when you have the Bollinger Bands in red trading inside of the Keltner channels in green. Now, for those not familiar with this strategy, it is a very powerful strategy in that what it does is it identifies stocks with strong fundamentals that are setting up for powerful moves in one direction or the other. In this case here, given the fact that we're in a bull market, and most of these stocks we're going to be talking about today, if not all, are in longer term bull runs. And what we're looking for are continuation breakouts. And we scanned all these names using TrendSpider. Folks, if you're not using TrendSpider, you're missing out on multi-time frame analysis, scanners, analyst ratings, seasonality, insider buying and selling, unusual options activity, and much, much more. So take advantage of their current sale. They're running like a 65% sale. Use the link below, head on over, and take advantage of this outstanding platform for identifying stocks that have great setups. And frankly, this is not simply a charting software. It is the Bloomberg terminal for the retail trader. Let's begin first with MIRM Pharmaceuticals. We'll go over the fundamentals, then we'll talk about the technicals on the charts. This is a pharmaceutical name, closed at $42 per share. It has a composite ranking of 85, so pretty strong. I'll give it a B minus. The group relative strength is an A. You always want to see that. If you have a stock that you're looking for to trade to the long side, you want to make sure the group strength is behaving well to help improve your risk reward probability. The shares are under accumulation. They're scored an A. Earnings per share growth, 73%. EPS growth for the current year, 54%. Looks like there's no net income. Taking a look at the weekly chart, and then we'll drill down to a daily chart. So what you're looking at here is a really nice consolidation from which we broke out of last week. You could argue that we broke out the week before. We did a retest last week, and then we got a follow-through. We've established a base on a weekly time frame, and on a daily time frame, there is the Bollinger Band Squeeze I was talking about earlier. So this squeeze is about to fire off very, very soon. So this is one of our top picks going into the new trading week. The next chart up is DataDog, DDOG, a composite rating of 92, very, very strong. The group, which is the computer software group, is in fuego. Very, very overbought, though, I will say that. The shares are under accumulation. Three-year EPS growth, 63%. EPS estimate current year, 34%. Earnings are behind us. And the point of earnings, I want to go back to MIRM for a moment. Earnings per share due date is 11/12, so be forewarned. They report next week. So I would not purchase these shares in advance of earnings. Now, looking at the share price of Datadog, this appeared on my screener a while ago. It's been in a Bollinger Band Squeeze on a weekly time frame for months now, going back to March of this year. And all we've been doing is backing, filling, getting ready for a breakout. Now, when we take a look at a daily chart, I think what we saw last week was a liquidity hunt. What is that? Well, when a stock looks like it's getting ready to rally and rally big, many times institutions create a sell-off. They anticipate where there would be stop losses set. They drop the shares as they did last Thursday down below those levels where they believe those stops are. And this makes sense at around that 120 mark because traders have a tendency to put their stop losses a dime or so below prior support levels. And a lot of those stops got taken out. And what did they do? They bid it back up. Yeah, they closed it down on the day still, but this is a heck of a bottoming tail. Now on Friday, they retested support again. I stepped in and I began bull operations on Datadog. Now the alert is in the members area, the price target, stop loss point, and where I plan on adding more is in the members area. So please, if you want to join up, 14-day free trial offer to the contrarian trader, take advantage of it. And I have two levels, the silver and gold level member where you get TrendSpider for free. The next chart up, Hims and Hers Health, HIMS. Number one in its group, strong composite rating. The shares are under accumulation. EPS changed last quarter 900%. EPS estimate changed this quarter 782%. The stock is in fuego. They've reported earnings. The due date for the next earnings report is in March. So we don't have to worry about that. Let's take a look at the chart. Let's begin with a weekly view. During the August earnings report, they took a hit, but have since bounced back. And what I think we're setting up for here is a breakout this coming week, potentially. They've reported earnings. They did so on November the 4th. So the weekly chart gets a thumbs up. Daily chart, this is where we have a Bollinger Band Squeeze setting up. It's not a very tight one, but you don't need one for the stock to move up higher. You had a great Bollinger Band Squeeze back here, and it fired off. So again, price targets stop loss points, and entry points. I'll put them in the members area. ATAT Lifestyle Holdings, ATAT, another one ranked first in its group. Awesome fundamentals. A composite rating of 97 from Investors Business Daily. Earnings come out next week. That's the only issue I see here. EPS growth rate, 97%. EPS estimate, 293%. ROE, return on equity, 54%. There's nothing not to like here. Moving on to the chart. Weekly view. We have a bull flag setup forming. I think we're breaking out this week, assuming that earnings do not disappoint. So again, I hate to keep repeating this, but stop loss points, entry points, and price targets in the members area. The last chart up is going to be NMRK, Newmark Group. You'll notice that all of these stocks have strong fundamentals. We scanned for that. That way we increase our probability of profit, or POP. A composite rating of 92. EPS rating looks like their growth rate is slowing a bit here. Yeah, EPS growth rate is now negative. They're forecasting a positive EPS change this current year. ROE, return on equity, 21.3. I've said this a couple of times today. I've mentioned ROE. What does that mean? It just means the management's ability to manage the assets of the company. And when you get an ROE in the mid-teens to low 20s, that's a company that has strong management. Now, you'll see our ROE with up in the 50s. That's just insane management. This is a pretty cheap stock. I want to know where this stock is at historically. Let's bring up full ratio. Let's take a look at valuation. Price to book is at historical highs. And that's kind of a concern due to the fact that you have seen negative EPS growth. I'm not understanding why there's no revenue here. All right. So in terms of the fundamentals, not my favorite. But in terms of the technicals, it's looking pretty darn good. Here is a breakout on the week last week. And here was a Bollinger Band Squeeze on a weekly time frame. And we moved up higher. It broke out back in July. Out of curiosity, I want to take a look at what the seasonality calendar told us about July. It's up 71% of the times. Let's move this up. November is a very strong month going back to 2017. December, pretty good. So we have seasonality on our side. So the chart is looking very, very good. Let's go to the daily chart. So here's the Bollinger Band Squeeze, very, very tight. And it looks as though we are moving up. And again, members, price targets, stop loss point, and entry point in the members area. Folks, don't forget, I give TrendSpider away free to our silver and gold level members. Head on over, become a member. If you're not ready yet, I understand. At least take advantage of the 65% discount code below. Use that link, head on over to TrendSpider, and don't forget to join us 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sundays and Thursdays. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe button. Leave a comment below whether or not you agree or disagree with me, and I'll get back to you on the symbols that we discussed today. Or if you just want to provide feedback, please do so. Everybody enjoy the remainder of your weekend. Have a profitable trading week. Be well.